Dear IGP English speaker, we are sorry for the late. I faced some technical problem that we are late. Good morning, everyone. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the morning. My name is Yana Sattar Chaudhary and I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP, a non-profit organization, is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we already serve 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional (IGP) is the training faculty for skill development, which was founded in 2020 and is generating component candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, and we are trying to reach all the corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, course competition, mentoring, and counseling. It's on the other side, we're also trying to serve more than 100 premium services for free like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general, which can upgrade all day. Kids learning games, website, free courses, converters, and many, many more. We help to empower youth to learn to meet their expectation and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several trainings, programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally and renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arrange with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extend free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in the last 2 years. We have affiliations with universities and organizations in 70 different countries. Virtual MOOCs signing with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. Work, working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is a crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love, light, and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learner. We represent more diversity, growth, innovation are required. Before we move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,254 webinars successfully. At present, we are going to start our 1255 and our program name is Proactive Teacher and Get promoted in the field. And our we have today our speaker name is Albert Pagulen Marchado. Before I hand over the stage to our sir, I want to share a very little bit about our speaker. He is from Philippines. He is a master teacher, senior high school DPD Quizon. Let's welcome our speaker. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Sir, please give some description about yourself. Then you can start your presentation.
Okay, so good day, everyone. May this day of sharing information on the topic be valuable to all of you wherever you are. This is Dr. Albert P. Mercado, a senior high school master teacher too from the Philippines, greets you. Thank you so much, IGP or Institute of Global Professionals, for being one of your speakers. This is a great opportunity and privilege for me. This topic was designed for teachers, however, other professions may find it useful in order to flourish in their chosen field. The subject I'd like to discuss with you is being a proactive teacher in getting promoted in the field. This topic is valuable not just for teachers, but also for students, since teachers are the ones who create the environment where students
Am I still audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Listen, yes, you are audible, sir.
This subject I'd like to discuss with you is being proactive teacher in getting promoted in the field. This topic is valuable not just for teachers, but also for those in other professions. So next slide, please. The following are my session objectives for today. Number one, identify the function and significance of teachers, determine the attributes that teachers should possess, introduce the trait of proactiveness in its significance, as well as the actions to be followed to advance as a teacher. Next slide, please. As a teacher, do you know yourself and your qualities? So when teacher is a qualified personnel in the area of education who is chiefly responsible for impacting knowledge on learners through formal methods of instructions. It also refers to a person who helps others to learn. So in this context, it is used to refer to a person who facilitates learning, including the higher education institutions. A teacher is a person who provides education for people, one who teaches or instructs. The role of teacher is often formal and ongoing, carried out at a school or other place of formal educations. But the question is, what is the role of the teacher in the classroom? The role of the teacher is to instruct students, manage behavior, encourage students' learning, and assess progress. The teacher is the leader in the classroom and maintains responsibility for students' learning and safety throughout the second day school day. The teacher sets the tone in the classroom. We are responsible for creating an environment that allows students to learn and grow. Teachers achieve this just by setting up a stimulating, appealing classroom with procedures and routines. Before students get to the classroom, the teachers needs lesson plan. And I know that this lesson plan are all familiar with all the teachers who are listening in this discussion. These plans break down the steps for every lesson. The teacher uses for instructions to ensure all learning objectives are met. Lesson plans also help the teachers stay organized while teaching. The lessons a teacher creates provide a framework for instructing students and giving them practice on the new skills they learn. Classroom management is another key duty of a teacher. If, a stu- if student behavior is out of control, learning is a challenge. Student safety is also threatened when the kids don't follow guidelines or misbehave. Teachers use behavior management plans to encourage expected behaviors in the classroom. Teachers also serve as role models for the students. A teacher encourages learning by showing that she is still learning. She encourages students to use creativity and use learning tools to expand knowledge. Next slide, please. So there are 10 reasons why teachers are important. Fortunately, the value of a good teacher is still as great as it has been for decades if not more so. Teachers are important in shaping the future of young children. The work they do in the classroom is often underrated. Their influence lingers throughout a child's education from elementary to high school. The role of a teacher is not an easy one. It involves endless hours of preparation and studying to handle various people. It also involves much resilience to face all kinds of students and numerous sacrifices to be a teacher. Why are teachers important? They are important. Teachers are important because they change lives, inspire dreams, and push the limits of human potential. Teaching is one of the noblest professions. A teacher's job is, of course, to nurture, teach, and raise children to become useful to society. And we are also responsible for encouraging growth among the youth. The teacher tries to inspire, direct, and educate students with the knowledge they will use throughout their lives. So, here are some reasons why teachers are important in educational setting. So, number one, they give children self worth. Good teachers stimulate children's intellect and give them self worth and an understanding of their view of life. Just wait for a moment. Sorry for the interruption. So, going back, they give children self worth. Just like what I mentioned earlier, good teachers stimulate children's intellect and give them self worth and an understanding of their view of life. Sorry for the interruption. That sometimes lead to disrupt behavior. Teachers, through positive feedback, can help build character. This is important in today's competitive world where students need every advantage to be successful. Number two, they inspire curiosity. The importance of teachers comes from finding what motivates you and using that motivation, not just for test score, but for engaging with the world. A teacher can be a pivotal influence on a child's future educational and professional endeavors. They inspire curiosity, build
Sir,
confidence, and encourage children to set goals.
sir,
Teachers are important
sir,
because
can you hear me?
they inspire.
Sir, you have to remove one device because it's a echo. There is a echo problem, so you have to remove one device. Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am, I'm still here. Am I clear? Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you
You
so
are.
much. Teachers are important because they inspire curiosity, Curiosity is a strong motivator in boosting your motivation and engagement with education in the world around you. Teachers take you from what you know and encourage you to learn things you do not know. This stay open do without you realizing just how much of an impact it would have in your life. Number three, they encourage students to be creative. Teachers are important because they encourage you to be creative and teach you useful skills. Teachers encourage you to be creative with your ideas without taking the option of making mistakes. This enables you to be better and more innovative. When you encourage creativity, you foster an environment where students can learn through fun rather than one filled with fear and boring paperwork. Number four, they teach students teamwork. Teachers teach students teamwork and how to organize and lead activities. They also help students develop into independent, respectful, responsible, and smart people who can grow into successful adults. Not only do they dedicate hours to teaching, but they also help students understand the concept of doing projects as a group. Another, teachers train the next generation of leaders and innovators. Teaching is a vital profession that enables children to become educated and innovative members of our society. Teachers are the cornerstone of our society, from inspiring young minds to providing creative solutions that become tomorrow's innovation to helping with homework after class. Educating the next generation on how to solve problems and be leaders is crucial for preparing them for a changing world. Every student benefits from having a teacher from kindergarten through high school. They inspire students to develop critical thinking skills and become active citizens through their work. They also teach you to find solutions to problems that will have a lasting impact on generations. Teachers implement discipline and responsibility in students. Teachers help deal with a lot of responsibility in a student's life. Students come in different personalities and have their problems, making it the teacher's problem too. In addition to helping with discipline issues, teachers teach students how to learn from their mistakes. To begin with, teacher must prepare for all circumstances in the classroom environment. They work effectively with the students, parents, administrators, and other teachers. Another, teachers promote self-esteem and confidence in students. Teachers promote self-esteem and confidence students and influence their appreciation and enjoyment of learning and living. A good teacher also gets students to take responsibility for their learning and behavior. The teacher must be familiar with all the important activities students are involved in. In addition, the teacher is friendly and inspire you to move forward with your life in a determined way. Another, teacher reduce the risk of failure and make a difference in the students' lives. Without the guidance and motivation of the best of these professionals, you will likely fail as students. Teachers are not allowed to fail and must constantly prove their worth as educators. Their dedication to the profession and sacrifices make a difference in the student's life. From inspiring students to be innovators to counseling them on academic difficulties, teachers give their best to ensure the student's success. Another is teachers promote self-esteem and confidence in the students. Without the guidance, they mentor struggling students who need assistance. Teachers mentor struggling students who need assistance. The problem solving skills, patience, and understanding of organizational strategies help you reach a high level of success in a short amount of time. They also work hard to deal with a wide variety of students. Students who feel frustrated and give up, learners who want to take shortcuts do not put much effort into it, those who are overly confident in underperform, students who have trouble controlling their behavior, those who do not attend school regularly, students who need help improving their weaknesses in a particular subject. Nonetheless, teachers are essential for cultivating a love of learning. Teachers are the unsung heroes of our education system. They are essential for nurturing a love of learning. Without teachers, children might never be exposed to new concepts and eventually stagnate their knowledge. By providing an education that challenges students help them develop a lifelong appetite for knowledge. It is said that we teachers are the reflection of our professions. Wherever we go, whatever time or opportunity we have, we should think that people's eyes are looking at us. We are their models. Because of that, what are the qualities that we teachers should have? Now let us discuss the 10 qualities of a good teacher that they need to possess. Slide Next slide please. Now let us discuss the qualities of a good teacher that they need to possess. Some qualities of a good teacher include skills in communication, listening, collaboration, adaptability, empathy, and patience. Other characteristics of effective teaching include an engaging classroom presence, value in real world learning, exchange of best practices, and a lifelong love of learning. A good teacher can make a world of difference in a student's life, impacting everything from their classroom learning to their long term success. If you're considering a career in education or looking to boost it with a master's of education, it's important to explore the qualities of a good teacher. Research from the Economic Policy Institute shows that good teachers are the single most important factor that contributes to student achievement in classroom, more important than facilities, school resources, and school leadership. A study from the American Economics Associations found that improvements in teacher quality positively impact everything from the quality of colleges students attend to student teacher salaries, the quality of their neighborhood, and even their future participation rates in 401k saving plans. So, what makes a good teacher? Southern New Hampshire University education faculty university students share their thoughts on the qualities that make effective teachers stand out. Good teachers are strong communicators. When it comes to effective teaching, strong communication skills are a must, said Dr. Daniel Tangungay, Senior Associate Dean of Faculty and Education Programs. According to him, got his start as a high school math teacher and said that many students hit his class feeling afraid of math, discouraged by their prior experiences and too overwhelmed to approach the subject positively. By communicating with students at the beginning of the year about how math applies to their favorite hobbies, sports, and future careers, he said students were able to approach the subject in a more enjoyable way that better supported their learning. I'm a firm believer in communication in all forms, he said. As a leader, communication is a tool for overcoming fear. Another, good teachers listen well. Great communication does not stop when the teacher is done talking. Listening well is one of the most important skills needed to be a teacher. Teachers that are skilled in listening and observing often pick up on what is not being said, such as any anxieties a student may have, and can then help the student build their skills and confidence levels, according to Kristen Ducote, who is earning her bachelor's in criminal justice. Student Latrice Amado, who is studying for a bachelor's in business, said that effective listening skills also help a teacher better understand their students and tailor lessons to reach them how they learn best. So if an educator can truly hear his students, they can learn how to reach them where they are. This will open the door for them to receive and learn the lesson that is being taught. Good teachers focus on collaboration. Working in education means you never truly working alone. From paraprofessionals and teaching assistants to other classroom teachers and school leaders, working as a teacher often means working effectively in a group. It's also important to keep an open mind and learn from other educators. The key to success in this kind of environment, Tangungay said, is the ability to collaborate. You really need to be able to fill various roles in order to collaborate effectively, he said. If you already have someone on your team who is going to be the one to critic all of the suggestions made, then you don't need to join in on that. Instead, maybe you need to be the person who's going to come up with creative ideas. You need to have that flexibility. Good teachers are adaptable. Effective teachers need to be able to work in a constant evolving environment and adjust their teaching method based on the age of their students. The resources available and changing curriculum practices and requirements. As a teachers, since the 1980s, SNHU education professor and on-campus undergraduate program chairman Dr. Audrey Rogers said she's seen tremendous changes in the education field throughout her career, particularly with the rise in access to the internet, computers, and other technology. What is the teaching going to look like in other 30 years? The only thing certain, Roger said, is change. Change is a constant, she said. Learning how to adapt and adjust, that's been one of the skills that's been most helpful in my career. It's all about keeping my finger on the pulse of who my students are over time in all the trends, standards in your research and being able to continually improve. Adaptability is also one of the key skills needed to be a teacher who may be educating students of varying grade levels or different learning styles, Tangungay said. You have to be able to adapt based upon your audience. Good teachers are engaging. Being able to engage students with humor, creative lessons in a strong classroom presents is an important part of what makes someone a good teacher. If you were to envision the teachers that you would want in your life, even now, you're going to want someone who is very engaging in front of the classroom. A good teacher will perform for their students to keep them going. It's not about sitting back and just lecturing, it's about engaging in the work. What an engaging teacher looks like will vary depending on grade level and subject matter. In kindergarten, an engaging teacher might be one who gets down on the floor to do activities with their students at their level. In high school, an engaging teacher may be one who thinks outside the box, adds humor to the lesson, and finds creative ways to bring learning to the real world. Good teacher shows empathy. Another key to engaging students in improving their learning is to treat each student as an individual by being empathetic and understanding to what way we go on their lives. We need to take a moment to think back and think about what could be going on in this student's life. It is important to be observant, attentive, empathetic, and always have a positive attitude. Something that may be easy for one student may not be so easy for someone else. Everyone learns differently, whether it be faster or slower than normal. It is better by writing, reading, or hands on. Teachers need to always keep this in mind and always pay close attention to ensure each student is on the track they need to be. Good teachers have patience. More often than not, you actually have to be more patient with the parents that you do with the students. Parents are coming in with their perception of what happened to them when they were students or previous experiences that they have been detrimental to their child. You have to be patient and understanding of them. Number eight, good teachers value real world learning. Teachers who bring their students' learning into the real world are often some of the most engaging. But it's important for teachers to bring their own learning into a real world too. One of the best preparation for effective teaching is to ensure that education students get plenty of classroom experience early on their degree of programs. Our students have that benefit of seeing the practical application, what they're learning in the moment they are learning it. Number nine, good teachers share best practices. A willingness to share knowledge and experiences with others is one of the most important qualities of a good teacher. Education is a hands-on field and often requires experimentation within the classroom to discover which method of communicating with students work best. Part of being an effective teacher is sharing your findings and best practices with others in the field. I always challenge my students to think, what is your contribution? Are you brave enough to post on Twitter about your ideas on technology integration in the classroom? Your willingness to share your practice, to keep an open door, to be transparent, and to be observed are an important part of your teaching. Good teachers are lifelong learners. One of the key skills needed to be a good teacher is a dedication to continued education and a love of learning. Whether you're learning more about your subject area, learning new methods of communication, or even exploring how to bring more technology into your classroom, continuing to expand your own knowledge is key to expanding that of your students. No matter how your education level, you can learn something from everyone you encounter, including fellow educators as well as students. Being willing to continually add tools to your toolbox, even unconventional ones at times, will keep things new and exciting, as well as giving you excellent skills. Learn the characteristics of effective teaching. If you're interested in starting a career in education, it's important to first focus on your own learning. Whether you're seeking a bachelor's degree in education, an education master's degree, or even a doctorate education, building a strong foundation of knowledge and real world experiences is key to becoming a good teacher. No matter where your career path takes you, whether to an elementary school, secondary school, or even to the university level, your teaching can have a profound impact on the lives of the students, and your education is the foundation for that work. As teachers, we need to meet this expectation. However, the challenges we face cannot be denied. Teachers face challenges such as lack of classroom supplies, low pay, and under evaluation. Many teachers spend their own money on the classroom supplies not provided by the school due to inadequate funding. Other challenges include underpaid salaries that reduce their standard of living. Underpaid teachers have to either take on side jobs that reduce their concentration and motivation to teach or jump into a different profession. Except for parenting, no subject is as riddled with controversy as education. Several articles and studies discuss how to improve education, but rarely about a teacher's importance. Teachers are important because education would be non existent without them, and civilization, as we know, it would come to this screeching halt. While it sounds a bit dramatic, it really would not be too far from the truth if most teachers disappeared from the face of the planet tomorrow. Teachers often go unappreciated despite their numerous benefits and importance to a child's education. These selfless educators barely make enough to sustain their cost of living. They're also among the lowest earning professionals in society. That is why there is a recurring call for the proper valuation of teachers and why they should earn more. I am sure you will be convinced of the importance of teachers' educations. Next slide, please. Because of the aforementioned, we teachers need to be proactive in our profession. What does it mean to be proactive? Being proactive means that to make things happen. Instead of waiting for them to happen to you, being active means to do something. The prefix pro means before. If you are being proactive, you are going to be ready before something happens. This opposite term is to be reactive or waiting for things to play out before responding. In general, being proactive in your life is a better strategy than being reactive because in this role, by the time you react, it may be too late to take advantage of your strengths. Even in situations where being reactive means to be the only choice you have. For example, responding to a serve in tennis, there are hidden ways to be proactive. Obviously, it helps to be in a great physical shape, so working out before a tennis match would be a proactive move before the game. If you know the sun is going to move and be in your eyes during the match, you might go and with a visor or a hat. So perhaps a more helpful question might be, how can you know how to be proactive as general strategy in your life? So this question actually raises some of the complication or obstacles or people face in their quest for proactive movement. The first obstacle we face is the challenge of cultural imprinting. It is easy to forget that in the eyes of present Western society, we are largely seen as consumers, and there are literally millions of products being marketed to us at all times through every kind of media imaginable, and this is becoming more intense and intense every day. Billions of dollars are being spent on creating algorithms to zero and exactly on what you are most likely to buy based on your web surfing habits and interest. And these are then plugged to you in many subtle and not so subtle ways. In other words, you are targeted and then manipulated to think in certain ways. Through clever marketing and advertising that carry many cues about desirable social behavior and less than desirable social behavior. Notice that these attempts to sell are usually praised or defective in subtle threats or conditional terms. If you use this product, you will be popular and liked. And if you don't, you may be ignored and shunned. If you join the social media site, you will be at great advantage over things, over others, or you risk not keeping up because your emotions are being manipulated, your beliefs about what is desirable are constantly being shaped, reinforced, or in some cases manufactured proactively by various corporations. So instead of knowing exactly how you can be proactive in an effective way, you have been distracted by worthless strategies guiding you to be proactive in a way corporations want. As a result, you may convince yourself that being proactive in an interview or look in glasses. Instead of being proactive, you have been maneuvered into being reactive. Let's say that I am asleep at the wheel and programmed to do what everyone else is doing. I may have an inflamed knee, and everyone I know says I need a steroid shot, and that will send the day away and get me back on the tennis court again or back at my corporate job more quickly. I make an appointment with my physician, and sure enough, she diagnoses me with an arthritic condition and prescribes steroids injected in the right knee. However, I, I just have a bad feeling about this and decide to postpone that shot until I can do a little more research. I discovered that some new research has just been published that shows that steroid are not necessarily a good treatment option because in many cases they make people sneeze worse, not better. So to boot, I found out that steroids are very hard on the liver and may actually cause liver damage. I continue research and find out that there are other treatments that have been proven highly effective without the heaviness of steroids. In fact, I can have an injection of my very own red blood cells drawn from my own body, and this concentration of red blood cells can actually greatly improve the condition and massively reduce the inflammation and pain. However, I also discovered that this treatment is not covered by my insurance, even though it has been around for 20 years and it's used by all the major sports teams on the planet to help their athletes recover more quickly and get them back playing again. They abandoned the steroids a long time ago. How is it that something so effective is ignored in the mainstream and something that damaging is still being prescribed? You know why? It's all about the money that can be made on steroids and how slowly the wheels of cultural printing turn. Being proactive is more work. It requires you to poke your noise in places you had not looked and where nobody else is looking. Being proactive is often going off on your own path and rather than being a lemming and following everyone else off the cliff. Being proactive is sometimes not doing what comes reactively. In the training of a new SEAL, there is an extremely difficult test that involves being thrown in a deep pool of water with hands and feel tied. No matter how much thrashing and struggling you do, it will not save you. The only solution is to totally relax and wait patiently for your body to float to the top where you can surface through a quick breath of air before you throw. Many do not pass this test and have to be rescued because it is the opposite solution to what their body thinks it must do. Life is not like this. Being reactive will open drown you. Being proactive will help you survive. However, this is more to being proactive than meets the eye. Being proactive requires more than being clever or willing to get out of the box. Being proactive means always being ready for everything that is coming down the tracks, even if, as is often the case, you have no idea that it's coming. How do you do this? Well, it's rather easy and challenging at the same time. It is actually not hard, but the challenging part is changing our attitudes and making new internal rules in our lives that we then choose to follow while letting go of our old approaches. In other words, it requires that we change our habits. The old rule might be there's no way to anticipate everything. So sometimes I win and sometimes I lose. The new rule could be I am always in the right place at the right time. And since everything is it's sacred, anything that comes my way is sacred. Another rule change may be no matter how I feel, even if I am having bad day, I am always ready for everything, for anything that comes my way, because my essence is in charge, not my personality. So now we are talking about being spiritually proactive and changing our reality to bring about entirely different results. What a concept! This requires a lot of practice, constantly reframing every experience until the new role is firmly in place and functioning automatically. The process is actually quite simple. You build new neurological pathways and let beaten mental paths go dormant un- until they eventually disappear. This happens through a simple repetition of the new thought and completely starving the old one. The more you start and the quicker this will take place, so you cannot be lazy and expect good result. This then is the core of changing your reality to become a proactive person. Go through your rule book and begin changing the rules you live by. You can know what your own rules are by simply noticing how things have been turning out for you. If you are getting result, you know what it means. You have a rule in place that you did not know you had. Replace all reactive rules with proactive ones. The more your rules have to do with changing your expectation, the better. Make your spiritual life work for you on everyday level. Take it out of the tight bags of church or religion and make it the way you live. Meaning, live large and bold. Many blessings. Next slide, please. How to be proactive teacher and why it matters. Think about your most recent teaching challenge. How did you handle it? Were you proactive or reactive? Did you look at all angles of the problem? How did you treat the people involved? Maybe it's a moment of shock. We have three new students to add to your roster on Monday, and there are no empty spaces in your classroom right now. Or it could be a moment that scares you. I could not find you anywhere, and it's been 20 minutes since you were supposed to be back from music class. Think about the situation that could occur, one that tends to test your intent to remain calm and effective. Now, for a moment, put yourself in that situation as though it were live and happening right in front of you. You just come upon that situation. You just walk in the door of your classroom, and here's a hum danger of a child staring you in the face. You can see by the look on the face of your student, the school social worker, or a parent as they brace for your response to the situation. Imagine the emotion you are feeling: anger, fear, embarrassment, or fatigue. And the words is starting to form in your mind. What you say next is going to be critically important. What are you going to do in the heat of the moment? So here are few things to consider to bolster yourself and remain in a positive mindset now and in your future situation. What you say matters. Always remember that. In spite of how familiar the old phrase about sticks and stone may be to us, we are realistic enough to know what words truly matter. A teacher's words carry significant weight. They can uplift, wound, or even destroy. So look at each challenging circumstance as an opportunity to model proactive behavior, particularly through your language choice. One should let those first responsive words out of your mouth. There is no reeling them back in. In spite of how badly you'd love to be able to do it, how can you communicate the worth and potential of this child, parent, or coworker as you respond, even when the need is to discipline or correct behavior? Before you speak, take just a few seconds to pause and think about your next words. Make sure they have the impact you intended. Practice habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. How many times have you reacted to what thought has the reality or was the reality, only to find out after it is too late that the true circumstance was much different? Next time, take a proactive approach. start with a few clarifying questions to get a good handle on what's going on and what's really at stake for all of those involved. Some example of clarifying questions might be: is there anything else about the situation you think I should know? What led up to this situation? Was there anything else involved that I don't know about? So those are just an example. Take stock of your share of ownership. Could the situation have been precipitated from something you said, or did that contributed to the circumstance? Could your instruction have been less than clear? Did you provide all of the needed resources? Was your expectation of the nature of other performance reasonable? Would at least a portion of the responsibility for the situation reside with you? If so, how will you address the ownership in a way that lets others know that you are ready to claim and address your share of the dilemma? Next, state your job or responsibility as a teacher. You are here to love, teach, and discipline your students, among other things. In the heat of the moment, it can be profoundly helpful for you to clarify your intent. Exactly what your end in mind is for this circumstance. In fact, you as well as others you will serve by posing to clarify the intended outcome and your role in achieving it. An example of a clarifying statement could be: I am here to teach and to help you develop disciplined behavior, and nothing is going to prevent me from doing that. So, right at this moment, though you probably aren't going to be pleased with what we need to do next, I want you to understand my end in mind. Next, team up and solve the problem together. If we remain in a position of absolute authority over something or the situation, we risk fostering an adversarial relationship rather than a partnership. Keep in mind that the ultimate goal is to achieve maximum maturity, which is interdependence. Think about your student, the parent, the coworker. They own a significant part of this problem and they know it. They don't have the same perspective you do about the situation. In some cases, they don't have the skill or experience either. Rather than polarizing yourself or them, move to position yourself as a team working on the same problem together. An example of telling statement could be: okay, we've got a problem here, but we are in this together and we are going to solve this problem. So, as leaders, we strive continuously to do things that help communicate the worth and potential of others so clearly they are inspired to see it in themselves. Positioning someone as being enough in his or her role in any alienates. At best, alienation produces dependency. At its worst, alienation produces negative synergy, hostility, belligerence, total withdrawal. The result we want to get in every tense situation is to resolve the problem. Let's learn to see challenges as really an opportunity to model proactive behavior. That could be a significant paradigm shift that will position us to do several things that add value, to strengthen relationships and affirm the value of others long term while addressing the immediate problem. Next slide, please. Shall we move to the next slide, please? Thank you. Hello, ma'am. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, what is a proactive mindset? It's true that you cannot always control your environment. However, what you always control is your preparation and your response. So, your behavior is a function of your decision, not your conditions, according to Stephen Covey. Here's an example of a proactive approach towards the achievement of a career goal. Imagine you've set a goal to earn a promotion to manager within 1 year. You start by gathering information on upcoming manager vacancies. Next, you look up the job description for other manager roles in the organization and job posting for similar jobs to determine the competencies that you need. Armed with that information, you enroll in free online courses and volunteer to do work that gives you the competence you'll need to be fully qualified for the next available manager position. Of course, you cannot always anticipate things so clearly, but by taking a proactive stance, you will be as prepared as possible. When the opportunity comes up, one of my favorite quotes, and one I cite often pertains to this, maybe you heard it. In preparing for battle, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable, according to Dwight D. Eisenhower. I typically see this quote trimmed down to something like plans are useless, but planning is everything. What this quote says is that your plan itself probably won't unfold so predictably because variables change. However, the preparation will put you in a position to respond and adapt your approach. I will use a cliche: the road to success is not a straight line. Here's another example of a situation where the plan itself is not a success, but the planning leads to a success anyhow. Imagine you want to buy a house and you want it to be in a specific neighborhood. You prepare a budget, research the best mortgage terms, read about the risk, hire a realtor and mortgage broker, gain approval for a loan, and find the house of your dreams. You're all set. Then the city announces that a new school is going to be built in that neighborhood. And the price of homes in the area jump beyond your budget. Fortunately, due to all the planning you've done, you prepared to adjust. You are entirely prepared to purchase a home. All you need to do is find the next best neighborhood. Sometimes our choices have negative consequences. These are called mistakes. Everyone makes them. Highly successful people make them constantly, and they cannot be underdone. The proactive approach to a mistake is to acknowledge it immediately, correct it if possible, learn from it, and wash your hands of it. So, tips: organizations should encourage creativity and resourcefulness from proactive individuals to create a proactive culture within the organization. Next slide, please. Now, let's talk about proactive people versus reactive people. Reactive people are not born. Proactive people are those who have adopted a set of behaviors that make prepare them for the future. Some people do this unconsciously, and some do it very consciously and methodically. Either way, anyone can be predominantly proactive or reactive. So the first step is to understand the difference. So reactive people focus their efforts on things that concern them, but over which they have no control. Example: weather, celebrities, politics in other countries. Another is focused on negativity and weaknesses. Their attitude results in blame and accusation, reactive language, and increased feelings of victimization. Their negative energy combined with neglect in areas they could control causes their influence to stream. While next slide, please. Proactive people also focus on their efforts on things that are in control. Focus on positivity, strength, and opportunities. Their attitude results in positive energy and continuous accomplishment are effective goals, which causes their influence to grow. So control, when it stimulus and expands, a person has the freedom to choose, according to Stephen Covey. As discussed, but everything is in your control. And on the flip side, there there may be many more things in your control than you thought. Learning how to identify what truly is in your control will help you develop your proactive mindset. It's quality important to develop a habit of shedding the concern that are out of your control, feeling great about it, and moving on. So let's talk about control according to Stephen Covey. There are three kinds of it. So number one is direct control. So when we say direct control, involves your own behavior and is influenced by our habits. Example include choosing to smoke a cigarette, choosing to go to work, choosing to go to bed early, etc. While indirect control involves other people's behavior and it's influenced by our methods or influencing others. For example, when someone is rude or angry with you can listen to them and try to understand, or you can become defensive and argumentative. No control, the last one, involves aspects of our lives that we cannot influence. We must accept and learn to live with them, even we don't like them. For example, you cannot control the weather or the economy, so we don't have any choice. The language you choose to describe a circumstance has a powerful influence on the way you perceive and approach that circumstance. For example, imagine your alarm clock goes off, telling you it's time to get up and go to work. You don't want to go, but you tell yourself, I have to get up because I have to go to work. So what's wrong with this? Well, it's not true. You don't have to go to work. There is no magical force that's going to transfer you to your workplace. You can no show for your shift or you can call in sick. Using this type of language, I have to disrespect the agency you have in your life. It can make you feel like you've been compelled to do something against your will. Your life is out of your control or you're on autopilot or autopilot. This type of language can use you to experience demotivation, loss of confidence, loss of sense of self, and resentment. At first glance, this may seem a bit over optimistic. Of course, we have to work, right? Well, with practice, you'll come to understand that every action you take is the result of a choice between consequences. Next slide, please. I'll break down the go to work example from my perspective to show you what I mean. So go to work ang pros, I get to complete tasks that earn trust with my employer. I get to work tasks to support my career goals. I have enough money to pay for all the things I like to do. Ang cons, I have to wake up early. Don't go to work, pros. I can sleep in. I will gain multiple levels and fall out for. While the cons, I'll damage trust with my employer and colleagues. I will have to catch up on work the next time I go in. I will not be able to pay my mortgage, and I will have to go live with my mother. In this example, I would choose to go to work because I prepare the outcomes. However, someone else may want that extra sleep and be happy with moving in with their mother. They may choose to stay home and they have the freedom to make the choice. The point is that very single action you take involves a decision between alternatives. Your decision, consciously or not, will be the one that aligns most closely with your principles. Always remember that. How to set goals rooted in your own values and principles. However you define success, you won't get there unless your goals come from your own principles and values. You can try this with anything that you think you've been forced to do. The core your spouse asks you to do, the bills you pay, your homework, your errands, etc. Next slide, please. So language matter. Get in the habit of identifying and reading yourself of reactive language. And whenever possible, work with proactive language. In doing so, you will become more honest and accurate with that is truly in your control. And what is not, so start right now. So reactive language, instead of this, there's nothing I can do. That's just the way I am. They make me so mad. I have to do that. I can, I must, if only. So instead of doing this reactive language, apply this proactive language. Say this. Let's look at alternatives. I can choose a different approach. I control my own feelings. I will choose an appropriate response. I choose, I prefer, I will. So based on the example mentioned earlier, do you have any example where you use a proactive approach to achieve great results? Have you identified anything that you thought was out of your control but found that it's actually in your control? Do you have any advice or habits to help a person achieve a proactive mindset? Now, let's proceed to the next slide. So this is being promoted helping us get promoted in the field? Definitely yes, but how? So these are the five habits of people who always get promoted. We all know those people who seem to breeze their way up the corporate ladder, they are the ones who get promotion after promotion seemingly seamlessly and who leave everyone else scratching their heads and wondering how did that happen. Chances are the people you was getting promoted are not just lucky or best friends with the boss. They have found success by following these five habits of people who always get promoted. Number one, find solutions. People who get promoted have demonstrated their problem solving abilities. They find solutions to problems rather than complaining about them. Further, they identify problems and speak up when they think they have a solution. Don't just sit at a meeting listening to other people discuss a problem. Make your ideas known and then put them into action. Number two, step outside your comfort zone. It's tempting to stay within your current range of experience and expertise, but you will never get more experience without stepping outside of your comfort zone. Say yes to assignment as they come up, even if they extend beyond your current level of experience. And it really happens in the field of education. Our managers sometimes tell us to do this on our part, even if this is not, or even it is out beyond our duty. Study the boss and find out what she or he values in business and in the world. Identifying your boss values is an important step toward learning how to become a successful industry leader. Next, look at the big and little picture. Successful people understand the need to identify the big picture outcome in order to succeed at doing daily tasks. Identify why your daily tasks matter and how they fit into the larger scope of your project and company. It might take some effort at the beginning, but soon you will be able to anticipate what needs to be done without being told or informed by a supervisor. This type of initiative is essential for being promoted. And lastly, be a team player. You may not always like your colleagues, but learning how to work with difficult people is essential for moving up in your company. Work on your team building skills and take advantage of opportunities to lead. You won't get promoted by sitting around waiting for your boss to notice you. It's important to take initiative by solving problems, seeking out new opportunities, and serving as a team leader. Incorporate these habits into your work to position yourself for the next promotion opportunity that comes along. Be open here that becoming a teacher does not make you wealthy. Our decision as teachers determine our success. When the time comes, ask yourself what you want to become or achieve. To stay in the position you are currently or to be successful in your field. Embrace a proactive approach. This will bring you to the result you desire in due time. Start tasks or take on position that you desire to follow or become. Next slide, please. Yeah, start being proactive. Next slide, please. My colleagues perform valuable things, start innovation with comprehensive paperwork, start new things, introduce yourself to stay up with digital natives, be organized with important documents, and have a time plan. So before I end my talk, this today, I just want to share something with you from coming from Stephen Covey. The ability to subordinate an impulse to a value is the essence of the proactive person. Reactive people are driven by feelings, by circumstances, by conditions, by their environment. Proactive people are driven by values, carefully thought about, selected, and internalized values. So, next slide, please. So thank you so much once again for the opportunity to share my expertise that the IGP provided. Thank you, IGP, and may God bless us all. I hope to learn from these presentations. Once again, this is Albert B. Mercado from the Philippines.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which is our all intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, dear sir, for your presentation. Sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinars. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we'll be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Okay, sir? Dear IGP knowledge speaker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to. Thank you. After question answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. After a short video, we'll be back. So please stay with us and enjoy our Once again, welcome back everyone. It's time for our question answer session. Participants are requested to ask their question in our comment box. After question answer session, we have our webinar certification process, and after that, we have online quiz competition and quiz certification process. Once again, welcome back, sir.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am.
Sir, our first question from Lytrim Braha. What does an effective teacher do that makes him or her a proactive classroom manager? Thank you in advance.
Okay, thank you so much for that questions from Leo Trim Braha. What does an effective teachers do that makes him or a proactive classroom
That's your
manager?
question.
Thank you in advance. So, effective teacher is very different to an efficient teacher. So, effective teachers is pertaining to the quality of output. So, effective teachers become proactive classroom if his or her actions will be planned ahead before the things happen in the classroom. So that's how the proactive classroom managers takes in place in the classroom. So you will become a proactive classroom managers if all the possible happen inside the classroom will be planned ahead of time. Thank you so much. I hope I can answer your question, Ma'am Braha or Sir Braha.
Thank you, sir, for your answer. We are, as we know, Lesika, we are waiting for your question. If you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Our speaker answer those questions. So please ask your question. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. After question answer, we share our certification process. After that, we have online quiz competition and quiz certification process.
So you covered all question.
Sir, I think there is no more question. We are covered all of our question. Once again, thank you so much, Honorable
Okay,
Sir, for your time. IGP, we have learned a lot
so
from you with
once
new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
So once again, thank you so much, IGP, for the opportunity to be one as your speaker this today. And I am looking forward for more engagement with your organization. Thank you so much, and God bless us all.
Thank you, sir. Honorable sir, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Here, IGP knowledge seeker. After short video, I'll be back with our certification process. So please stay with us. in your IGP knowledge seeker. Okay. সবার নামে এরকম করতে পারবো না। Sir,
এটা আপনি আমাকে ব্লক মারি দিয়েছেন যে আমি কুইজে রেডি করতে
dear IGP knowledge seekers, time for our certification process. Today, some of our technical problem, we cannot share our today's webinar code. We will provide the code in a short time. Thank you. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, we are sorry. Because today's some of our technical problem, we cannot share our today's webinar code. We will provide the code in a short time. Thank
you.
Dear IGP knowledge seeker, we are sorry. Today's some of our technical problem, we cannot share our today's webinar code. We will provide the code in a short time. Thank you. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. First, you have to go www.slido.com and find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct joining.
আশা
Quiz code is morning. Quiz code is morning. After a short video, we'll start our quiz session. So please everyone join in our quiz session and don't forget to mention your friends. After a short video, we'll be back. So please stay with us and enjoy our quiz session. Once again, welcome back everyone. It's time for our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code, and the code is morning. And the code is morning. We will pick your name from Slido, so join with your full name, which will detective printer certificate. And top 10 awarded will be quiz comprehension certificates. Top 10 will be awarded with quiz comprehension certificates. And don't forget to mention your friends to join our quiz session. Already 24 people joined with us. You're still waiting for your joining, so please everyone join. We encourage everyone to join our quiz session. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code, and the code is morning. And the code is
morning.
the code is
Already 24.
we have perfect to see carbon junior. আমি কথাটা বলতে ভুলে গেছি।
Okay.
আমি আজকাল দুইটা ইভিনিং আজকাল দুইটা দিনে থাকি।
কোথায়? ইভলিং দুইটা, ফ্লামি কোথায় দুইটা? বলেন না এখানে মুখের উপরে
বলে না লাগছে ভেতরে অবশ্যই।
এখন নিশ্চিত আজকে আসবে
Please don't join with one person with different entries. We cannot count their okay.
কোথায় এগুলি?
One তো আস্তে আস্তে দুইটা আস্তে দেখছি তিনটা
তিনটার দিকে
হ্যাঁ তিনটা
বলেন না
Now let's start our quiz session. First question is how do I spell my teacher's last name? Option 1 Cornyn. Second option is Conklin. How do I spell my teacher's last name? Option 1 Cornyn. Second option is Conklin. Now Conklin.
কনলিন কনক্লিন
তোর নামের উপর ডিপেন্ড করবে এখন আমি কি জানি সবার And the correct answer is option 1 is 64%.
People are right.
People are right. Then our next question is talking with the teacher. Option 1 is very important in order to understand what to do. Second option is it good to find out about their day. Talking with the teacher, is it option 1 or option 2? And the correct answer is option 1. And 100% people are right. Our third question is the teacher speaks to you in the
হলওয়ে
so এটা কি ঝামেলা করে আমি বুঝি না অর্ধেকে চলে যাই না the hallway about on off task behavior in class. In class you are proactive. Option 1 because you entered the hallway quality without complaining. Second option is because you stuck your tongue out at your classmate. And the correct answer is option 1. 75% people are right. To our next question. To get your letter grade for a test or assignment, find your percentage on the teacher's dash. Option 1 grade scale. Second option is category values. And the correct answer is grade scale, and 86% people are right. To our next question. Apollo's values are option 1 passion, integrity, accountability. Second option is communication, collaboration, critical thinking. Apollo's values are option 1 passion, integrity, accountability. Second option is communication, collaboration, critical thinking. And the correct answer is option one. And 55% people are 55% people are right. On to our next question. The question is Apollo's mission, option one, is to create profit while teaching children. Second option is foster prosperity by developing global citizens. What is the guidance? ভালো যে রাস্তায় পড়েনি। And the correct answer is option 2, and 79% people are right. Our seventh question is the teacher becomes frustrated because students are talking during a lesson if he is proactive. Option 1. He would explain the importance of this lesson. Second option is he would fail all of the students. The teacher becomes frustrated because students are talking during the lesson if he is proactive. He would explain the importance of this. Second option, he would fail all of the students. And the correct answer is option 1, and 97% people are right. And then our next question is the real rules in the class are defined by teachers what? The real rules are defined by teachers what? The real rules in class are defined by teachers what? Is it option 1 true or second option is false? The correct answer is option 2 false, and 70% right. Next question is the English teachers should use support student behavior. Option 1 reinforcing, second option is reminding, redirecting, right, redirecting, reminding. There are three types of language teachers should use when supporting student behavior. Option 1 reinforcing, second option is reminding, directing, second option right, leading, reminding. The correct answer is option 1, and 79% right. Our last and final question. The question is are active teachers proactive or reactive? Option 1 proactive, second option is reactive. And the correct answer is proactive, and 96% people are right.
কিরা আপনার এখনো কোশ্চেন করা শেষ হচ্ছে না যে
আমার এখানে স্লাইড লিস্টটা করতেছে। Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. We have all of your name which you entered during joining. We'll pick your name from Slido and prepare certificate and we'll post them on our Facebook official page. Our Facebook official page is Institution of Global Professional. Congratulations for winner online quiz competition and our top 10. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we'll show our online quiz competition certificate on our Facebook official page and group. using group name is Institution of Global Professionals. At the moment of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning because life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in our every program. If you want to live a happy life, tied to goal, not to people or things. Before I had hit and
Albert
end the life,
Einstein.
Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end live button, again wants to thanks to all IGP knowledge seeker for your active participation as always. See you in the next session. Till then, stay happy and blessed. Thank you everyone.